Hey Aries, welcome to your reading for March 2022. Happy early birthday. Let's go ahead and get into this reading. What does Aries need to know about March 2022? Y'all, I lost my thought. What does the zodiac sign Aries need to know about March 2022? What will they experience? Seven of Swords. What will they experience? What does Aries need to know about March 2022? What will Aries experience? Eight of Cups. Woo. Three of Cups. King of Pentacles in reverse. What does Aries need to know about March 2022? Ten of Wands. What does Aries need to know about March 2022? Make it clear, spirit guides. What will my Aries experience? Woo. Way more than I bargained for, okay? Queen of Cups. Okay, and then we got the Hierophant, which turned up right, so I'm going to keep it. And I'm just going to see what's here. So we have the Nine of Pentacles that flew out. Judgment in reverse. The Magician. And the Eight of Wands in reverse. I heard very clearly not being able to let something go. And this doesn't necessarily have to be romantic with this Eight of Cups. Cups are always about relationships, but I feel as though there is this sense of, yes, it could be a relationship, but I also feel like there's an attachment to an emotion or to an experience that you keep attaching yourself to, Aries. So for example, this could be a story that you continue to tell yourself, like let's say you're applying for jobs, but every time you apply, you're like, I'm not gonna get this job. I'm not good enough. Or I don't have this, or I don't have that. Or a situation, a friendship or something that you keep having issues in, and you're like, you just keep having this issue, this problem, but you're not quite letting it go. There's this sense of having a hard time letting go, but needing to do so anyway. For some of you, you're clinging to too many responsibilities at once. You either have too many things going at once, and it's kind of affecting your ability to be present and or as fine-tuned as you normally would be if you were only doing one thing. Or you're clinging to the idea of status. You're clinging to the idea of being recognized. You're clinging to the idea of getting more. And I feel a strong message to tell you all that, like, that ain't you. Okay, and I don't mean that in a bad way. You do deserve abundance. You're gonna get it. It's here. But I feel as though you're either focusing too much on another aspect of your abundance that has nothing to do with what you're actually doing in your life or what you're actually accomplishing in your life. Aries, I feel like this month you may be really focused on money. You may be really focused on like let's say you have a business and you're looking to get like more clientele, so you're like overdoing like marketing. Like I feel like you're overdoing the area to get an abundance of something that really doesn't matter. And I get why you are, because I think for some of you, you may want that because you do work hard and you do want to see the fruits of your labor. You do want to make a certain amount of money, but it's almost like it's not on your path either right now, or it's not going to come like that. So if you're following a certain template, or you have people around you who are doing certain things, like friends around you who are doing certain things, and they're seeing success in it, that just may not be your path. There's your own path to take with the Hierophant. You see, he's laughing and smiling because he knows where he's going is up here. There's something going on spiritually, mentally, that he needs to be in the gym learning or it's assessing. So I wouldn't be surprised if this month you guys decide to take up a class or take up a different project or learn a new skill, something of that nature. Once you realize, like, this is not something that I need to be worried about. What I need to be worried about is my lane. And it's funny because I don't think that you all suffer from like lack of originality. I don't think that's the problem, more than you're almost being influenced negatively by others around you or like circumstances around you. Just be careful about people sticking the seed of doubt in your mind. I think I said this last month. I think there are people that, not intentionally, but they may have a way of thinking about life that you don't necessarily think about life. Be careful what you consume, Because if someone's telling you something, or you keep seeing something on the internet, or you keep seeing something on social media, like I feel like you may be very susceptible to like taking on things that aren't yours this month and then going, oh, I need more. Even though everything's going fine, it's like, well, this person said if you post at 3 p.m., you'll get 100 likes. So I'm gonna post at 3 p.m. knowing that you won't be free at 3 p.m. Like, that's just an example, but it's stuff like that. Like, keep going on your road, okay, Aries? You're not lacking anything. There could be some new friendships that are coming in. You know, into your life that you're excited about, or new collaboration. So look out for that as well. And I don't even think that this is just romance. I just feel like you may get into, not romance, I'm sorry, friendships. I think for some of you, you just may come into like a group of people. If you're not planning on doing that this month, I would highly suggest that you do. Like, don't hide your greatness from us, from the world. You're doing a disservice by being anything but you. Literally. We want to see it, okay? Clarity. What advice do you have for my Aries in their love and relationships? Ooh, Chile. Taking out the trash. My word. The screw. Girl with the popcorn. Okay. So those are talking about having to dump somebody. Somebody leaving quickly. And we do talk about this with the Seven of Swords. Something moves fast. A positive message. These Aries need to know about their love and relationships. Anything good coming out of their love and relationships in March. Okay, grown. So there does need to be some healing. There does need to be some letting things go. For some of you, this not interested sticks out a lot for me. So for some of you, there's someone that you are dealing with that you are not interested in, or they are not interested in you, and it's probably time for you to move around. You either realize this, or you know, like, okay, this is a waste of my time. And that's for some of you. But I also feel like there just needs to be some cutting emotional ties from people and things that no longer serve you. Again, back to that it being hard to let go, because you see she's walking away. But in reverse, it's like she can't pull herself to do it, or she's afraid that making that choice is like the wrong choice. The thing is, it's not the wrong choice, Aries. For some of you, you've known for a long time that this was a waste of your time. But you just keep going back for various reasons, things that, varies by person, but you have to make space for what it is that you want. And I feel like for some of you, you'll kind of be forced in this position. So like, let's say you are talking to a person, again, doesn't have to be romantic, but you're having a conversation with this person and you guys get into a really big argument, but it's not started by you. It's like, it's something that they say, it's something that they do, and it kind of triggers negativity. Then you realize, like, I knew that. Like, I knew that was going to happen. And then if you are to leave it alone, you'll realize that it was for a reason. You needed to be cleared up so that you can make room for what you're asking for. Specifically for those who've been looking for love and asking for love. Because you asked for it, it's like you're going to get it. Oh, you're going to get it. It's not going to be like today you're single and tomorrow you have the person of your dreams. Some things got to go first, and then it'll happen that way. So that's kind of how the universe works. It has to make room. And it's also time for self-love. I think for some of you, when it comes to looking for romance, I think you need to keep in mind that you are going to receive the reflection of what you believe you can have. So if you know that you don't like what you see, then you need to make some adjustments. Clarity. What other messages do you have for them? Yeah. And there's like this constant message of there being, someone might try to come back in. Careful, because they're not 100%. I feel like for some of you, you are coming into a romantic relationship, but because there's this room here, husband, partner, interested in a commitment, advancement, wedding of a lifetime event. For some of you, it could just be going out. For some of you, it is getting a new job or catching the interest of someone who wants to hire you. But I feel like, I'm going to cut it like this. There's someone you talk to frequently that you need to not talk to as frequently. Or you need to like clear the conversation up a little better if you haven't. About like what your boundaries are, what you're going to take, what you're not, because you're going to start making a mess. And I know this is not the financial portion, just be careful about your money and be careful about spending to fill a gap or going out to fill a gap. I keep hearing this message of you're projecting into your relationships because you haven't healed. So be careful about that too, okay? Clarity. What does Aries need to know about their career and finances in March 2022? What does Aries need to know about their career and finances in March 22? Yes. Windfall of abundance. What does Aries need to know about their career and finances? Organized for success. One more. Thank you. Successful funding. And exercise to increase your energy and manifestation abilities. That hits different. You might need to exercise if you haven't been doing that. But I feel like for some of you, it's eating habits. Like exercise good habits in order to increase your manifestation abilities. Does that make sense? So if you haven't been eating well, and let me say that, what vibrations you put into your body and the effort that you put into your vessel is directly reflected in what you see in your finances and your love. Like, if that makes any sense. So you notice when you feel good, you feel, you emotionally feel better, and then you act better, and then that creates better outcomes. If you're eating junk food every day, or if you are you never really take a walk, or you never really like stretch your body out, you feel stiff and you just want to lay there. Get your body moving or do the things that you need to do, and whatever that may be. For some of you, it is just self-love, and like maybe you're doing all of those things, but you're not stretching right after you exercise, or you're eating but you're overeating, or you're under eating, you're only eating like a piece of a sandwich instead of the whole sandwich. Whatever the case may be, you know what you need to do. Get back into good habits. But there's definitely some abundance, like we saw earlier with that 9 of Pentacles. There's some abundance coming in. In fact, you're very abundant, Aries. It's just that you are looking at an area where you feel like things are moving slow, and that's what you're saying, I'm not abundant. And it's like, no, you just need to make room and space. You're not making bad decisions. It's just that you need to make room and space, or you need to start preparing yourself to get creatively ready to do something else. So there is some abundance coming in. Prepare yourself for that. You do need to get organized. With organized for success and successful funding, I feel like there's 2 things. For some of you, you have like an organization or something, and you need to not just start getting funding, but you need to put like better energy into it, like more effort into it. So if you haven't like planned it, or if you haven't like, you having an event, but you haven't really looked anything over, like there needs to be some organization there. For it to be successful. So you may need sponsors and stuff like that too, and you may be looking for sponsorships in March. But in order to get that, you kind of got to have like your ducks in a row, and I feel like you might not be in a row. For those who are looking for sponsorships, let's say you are a influencer, if you're looking for sponsorships, and I hate to say this, no one is understanding. Oh, no. You might not even be looking for sponsorships. You may be looking for clientele. You may be looking for a following. Like you're looking for something to come in. The reason why it's not coming in is because they don't understand your message. Your message is messy. I hate to say that, but I need to say it because somebody needs to hear it. Your message is messy. Your branding might be off, or like it's a lot of moving parts, and no one really knows what you're doing. So they are not attracted to it because they're like, this person doesn't even know what they're doing. So why would I give them my money, my time, whatever? That's for some of you. But yes, getting more organized in what you're doing and then doing it. That's where the abundance comes in. But yeah, clarity as well. Okay. Getting clarity, doing some spiritual work if you haven't been as tapped in, stuff like that. So let's get you some advice for the month. What should Aries focus on? What advice do you have for Aries? What should Aries focus on in March 2022? Reconciliation. I told you, somebody come back around. What should Aries focus on in March 2022? What advice do you have for my Aries in March 2022? Make it clear, Spirit guides. What should Aries focus on in March 2022? Life purpose. Yes. Ooh, that's a good message. I got a good message for y'all. Thank you. And fertility. Ooh. Fertility. Okay. We're going to come back to that. With reconciliation, like I said, someone could be coming back. I do think that this is more so like a friendship, or more so like a lost contact or something type of situation that brings some positivity into your life. But I also feel like reconciliation with you. So for some of you, you may have lost your way in a way. So like if you were somebody who always was on top of your stuff and like always did the things you said you were going to do. Maybe you had a consistent routine. You were consistent about your job hunt, consistent about something. Now it's time to get back to those things. If you are a spiritual person, a religious person, and you were consistent about your faith, and you've been thinking like, I need to get back on it, but you haven't, do that. Okay, get back, reconciliation, get back into your habits. Life purpose. Okay, hold on. You know exactly what you need to do because you've been feeling like you need to do it, but you haven't been working the steps like you normally do. So get back to focusing on your life purpose. Part of some of your life purpose is sharing your life with others. Not in a necessarily like a social media way, but more so, or like a, a public way, more than like showing the parts of you that you tend to like close off on, if that makes any sense. Being more outright with like what you've experienced, what you know, how you can help others. That's going to be a big thing. That's a part of your life purpose, is living your life, Okay, and then fertility. There's a lot of fertile cards here, or planting cards here with this tree of life here. Some of you could have a child. I don't sense that or like have that, but I feel like she reminds me very much so of the Queen of Cups. There's this need to get back in tune with self, back in tune with Mother Earth, get yourself outside, do some self-love, create if you haven't been creating, because fertility is a creation kind of thing. Getting more crafty. Feminine energy. And don't mistake that for women versus men. More so letting things come, letting yourself flow, giving back, like creating for something, for the earth, for the world. Focusing on that. What by the end of March would you have changed, or would you have created in this world? Okay, so I'm gonna do something different. I want you guys to ask a question, any question, and I'm gonna pull from this answers deck and see what we get. Got your question? Give you a little time. Okay, what's the answer to Aries' question? What's the answer that they need to hear right now? Thank you. Ask for help from others. Okay, so that's the solution to whatever question you might have had. If it didn't apply, let that fly. But thank you so much for watching this reading. If it resonated for you, please go ahead and like, share, comment, subscribe below, and follow me on IG for daily zodiac updates. Remember that I love you, and I hope you're having an amazing day. Bye.